Have you ever wondered how to prepare and fit lead flashing around a typical chimney? Now there's a quicker and easier way to get the job done. Using the new Morton flashing kit, you can achieve perfect lead working results every time. Designed for DIY or professional lead work, the kit comprises of the Morton flashing tool, Morton flashing wedges, and the wedge installation tool. But what about the lead itself? The rolled lead sheet you use should be made in accordance with BSEN 12588. But there are many other reasons why there's no substitute to using real lead sheet. Lead is the most recycled building material in use today. It will last longer and age more beautifully than synthetically produced products. The cost of lead is generally comparable with man-made flashings, but up to 100% cheaper over a 60-year life cycle. Lead sheet is quick and easy to install in most weather conditions. Lead has few laps and joints, resulting in a high degree of weatherproofing. Lead is proven to last up to 100 years, and when used for flashings, will last about 3 times longer than most man-made products. Now, let's get to work. It's split into 2 parts, the apron and the step flashing. First, the apron. First, work out the effective head lap, also referred to as the hypotenuse. For a 30-degree pitched roof, this would be 150 millimeters of head lap. This is measured from point A here to point B here, until the vertical measurement is 75 millimeters. Don't forget to add 25 millimeters to turn into the brickwork too. Shaping the apron is best done with the latest Morton flashing tool, as shown. It's quick and simple to use, and so much easier compared with traditional methods. It's important to fit apron clips. These keep the apron in position and stop it slipping down the roof, as well as reducing the risk of wind lift. The ones used here are 50 millimeters wide turn-coated stainless steel. However, copper or tinned copper clips can also be used. The apron should then be put into place and wedged into the brickwork. Traditionally, this would be fiddly and time-consuming, using lead strips up to 100 millimeters in length and 25 millimeters wide formed into wedges. As the size of these wedges is down to guesswork, it usually means making a series of wedges. It's far quicker, easier and more accurate to use modern Morton flashing wedges, which are proven to be up to 20 times faster than the traditional method and up to 25% cheaper. The Morton flashing wedges should be placed in the joint and the purpose-made bolster used to make sure it's set right back from the face before applying any mastic, so it's invisible once pointed. The bolster fits nicely into the lug for easier fitting. It's recommended that you use this tool or a normal bolster to install the wedges. These can be incorporated into the joint at no more than 450 millimeter centers. This particular installation uses 3, 1 at each corner and 1 in the center. The benefit with this wedge is that it's been designed to fit a joint between 6 millimeters and 18 millimeters. For larger chase joints, there are also larger wedges available. And now, the joint's ready for pointing. Before applying the Calder lead sheet sealant mastic, make sure the joint is dry and free of dust. Using Calder lead sealant has been proven to be up to 20 times faster than traditional mortar pointing. Once the sealant has been applied, simply use either a finger or a purpose-made tool to smooth the joint. It's important that the lead is kept dry. In damp or rainy conditions, new lead sheet will produce an initial uneven white carbonate on the surface. The rain will then wash this off and stain surrounding areas, as well as unsightly stains on the lead. A coat of Calder patination oil as soon as possible after the installation will minimize the staining. Remember to apply patination oil to the underside of the apron and allow it to dry before fitting, as this reduces any capillary action of moisture under the lead sheet. When the apron has been fitted, apply patination oil in one direction across the material, not forgetting to cover the area underneath the apron clips. These should be replaced and flattened after coating. Now for the step flashing. With the soakers already fitted using Code 3 lead, measure the length, in this case 1.1 meters. This should be done using a minimum of Code 4 rolled lead. Having got the length, measure the correct width and cut the lead to the required size. It's standard practice to use a 150mm wide lead sheet. Now it's the right length, mark the 65mm waterline before offering the lead up to the chimney in order to mark the gauge of the bricks in situ. With a straight edge, mark the bottom of the brick joint through to the waterline using the existing brickwork as a guide. This line will eventually become the fold line for the turn into the joint. As the roof pitch is above 30 degrees, this particular step flashing can be finished without it returning around the front of the chimney, so finish off with a vertical cut. Back on the bench, join the 2 points from the fold line down to the water line. The fold lines previously marked, add a 25mm parallel line which will be the minimum turn into the brickwork joint. We now need to cut and fold the flashing piece ready for fitting. Cut from all of the fold lines down to the water line first, then cut off the spare pieces to leave 25mm for turning into the brickwork, and then just dress out the lead ready for the next stage. The traditional method for bending would be to use a block of timber and dress each individual return onto it. The innovative Morton flashing tool makes the job much quicker and easier though. In fact, using the Morton flashing tool can be up to 75% quicker than the traditional method. Simply insert the tool straight up to the line, twist and turn. While the lead's in the tool itself, the flat dresser can be used to give a defined fold line. Work down each step, and once straightened up, the lead is prepared and ready to go back onto the roof. Put the step flashing in place, tapping it into position using the dresser. As with the apron, the traditional method would be to fix the flashing with handmade lead wedges, but with the Morton flashing wedges and the bolster tool, the job is much quicker and easier. Once the wedges are inserted, the joint is ready for pointing. Simply put the sealant into the joint and then run a wet finger along the mastic to tidy and smooth the appearance. As with any lead flashing, the final stage should be to apply the patination oil. All the points shown here are covered in the Calder Guide to Good Lead Work, which is available for download on our website at www.calderlead.co.uk. This booklet has been produced to promote and encourage the correct use of rolled lead sheet flashings and weathering, and conforms to the British Standards for Lead Work and the recommendations of the Lead Sheet Association. For further detailed technical information, reference should be made to the LSA's publication entitled Rolled Lead Sheet, the Complete Manual, which covers the many applications of the lead sheet in buildings. Visit them at www.leadsheet.co.uk. This video was produced with the help of the Lead Sheet Association and filmed at their training centre in East Peckham, Kent.